Today, boys and girls, we will be reading a book entitled A Picnic in October by Eve Bunting. By looking at the cover, we see a boat with a family on it, and in the distance, the Statue of Liberty. Let's read to find out where they are going and what they will be doing. Dad and Mom and I take the bus to Battery Park. Battery Park. Do we know where Battery Park is? We're carrying the stuff for the birthday picnic. Mom has the cake. It's October 28th. What happened on October 28th? Bright and sharp and cold. Really cold. Why do we always have to do this? I ask Mom. A picnic in October. It's dumb. This is the way Grandma wants it, Mom says, and that's the end of it. When we get to Battery Park, I see Grandma right away. She's wearing her bright green coat. The wind ruffles the fake fur collar around her neck. Grandpa's with her, and Uncle Joe and Aunt Louise and my cousins, Rosa and Mike. A lot of people go to this place they're at. They're loaded with picnic stuff, too. We all hug and kiss. Grandpa reaches inside his overcoat and gives Rosa and Mike and me licorice sticks. He keeps a row of them in his top jacket pocket, the way other people keep pens. He's wearing his usual black hat. Rosa says he wears that hat to bed, but I don't think so. We'd better hurry and get in the ferry line. A ferry, huh? They must be somewhere by the water, Aunt Louise says. I look at the line, and I can see we're going to have a long wait. We stomp our feet and blow on our hands. Across, on the island, they're on an island, or they're going to an island. The Statue of Liberty stands. They're going somewhere where the Statue of Liberty is. Where could this place be? White and gleaming. She was all spruced up a few years back, Grandma says. She sure looks good for her age. Grandpa strokes Grandma's cheek. Like you, sweetheart, he says. Grandpa can be really soppy. Mike's holding the cake now, in its see-through container. Remember last year? Remember trying to get all the candles to fit on here? I nod. We only brought 10 this time. Grandma says when you're really old, you don't care about having one for every year anyway. A woman with a thick braid of black hair pulls at my arm. She's wearing a long colored skirt that brushes the ground beneath her coat. There's a little girl with her and a man in loose white pants that flap in the wind. The woman tugs harder on my arm and points to the ferry, which is chugging away from the dock. She's talking to me and I don't understand the words, but I can see she's worried. What's she saying? Mike asks me. I think she's worried because the boat's gone, I say. I smile at the woman. It's okay, I say. There'll be another boat. I point at the ferry, then at the end of the line, then back at the ferry. I make a turnaround sweep with my arm. Another will come. She smiles and nods, and I can tell she understands and feels better. Mike sniggers. Man, you looked like a third base umpire, waving your arms like that. You looked like a dork. Don't be rude, Mike, Grandma says. Tony was being kind. You are not being kind. I wiggle my ears at Mike, and that makes him laugh. So Grandma gives him another disapproving stare. The next ferry comes, and we manage to squeeze on. I watch for the woman and her family, but they don't make it onto this boat. I hope they don't give up. The grown-ups rush inside where it's warm, but we just put our stuff in there and run up to the front of the boat. We pretend to throw up over the railing. There's nobody up at the bow, so we spit into the wind and see who it blows back on. Spit is lucky. As we look at this picture, we can notice the boat says Miss Ellis Island. Liberty Island is coming closer. The statue is getting bigger. By this point, boys and girls, we have found that they began in Battery Park. They're taking a ferry to an island where the Statue of Liberty is. Let's see where they go. We straggle off at the dock, lugging the picnic stuff. The island is crowded, but Dad finds a grassy spot and the grown-ups spread the blankets. The three of us run around. That's the Verrazano Bridge, I say. Mike points. There's Brooklyn. Brooklyn is where Mike and Rosa live. Sailboats dip into the wind. There's Ellis Island. Rosa says in a reading kind of way, 17 million immigrants entered the United States of America through Ellis Island. We learned that in school. You told us last year, I say. Rosa's offended. So? Throughout the book, we found that the boy and his family were traveling to Ellis Island, and we found that Ellis Island was where many immigrants had entered the United States of America. Throughout the rest of the story, the boy and his family have a picnic. The significance of October 28th was the birth date of the Statue of Liberty. We find that the boy's grandparents came over from Italy, and that the family goes back every year to celebrate the birth of the Statue of Liberty. The boy realizes the importance and significance that the Statue of Liberty has on him and his family.